Welcome, I'm Steve Adubato to a very compelling, important, remote program, and we kick off with a good friend who's wrote an extraordinary book, an important book, a book you really need to read. It's called Live Like Sean, and the subtitle is Important Life Lessons from My Special Needs Son. Our good friend TJ Nelligan wrote this book together with Teresa DiGeronimo, who's also a good friend. Hey, TJ, good to see you, buddy.
It's an honor to be here, Steve. Good to see you again.
So I'm not going to assume that people know exactly who Sean was and what happened. Well, TJ, share with us, because I'm too close to this story.
Yeah, Steve has known my son for over 20 years. And I think it's the message in this book is really to live like Sean. When I wrote his eulogy, I came up with little anecdotes and stories. And I came up with the term live like Sean. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but every day. And that meant being kind to other people. You know, not rushing through your day like a type A personality and thinking about the next thing on the agenda. You know, we always think it's a destination. He had gratitude. He couldn't spell gratitude, but he lived it every single day. And someone like me and you that have type A personalities and we're running the race, the problem is when you get to the goal, you move the goalposts. So you're never happy because you never get there. And the first 10 years I was in college sports, I realized looking back, I didn't have any pictures, any memories, because I was just rushing to get to the next goal. And then the last 15 years with Nelligan Sports, with Sean working at the company, and we represented colleges and universities and built a great company, I realized by living like Sean, it was a journey. And so I took each day, be present with the person you're with. Don't look over your shoulder to see if there's someone more important to talk to. You know, spend that quality time with the person you're with at that moment.
You know, by the way, TJ, not only a great, successful entrepreneur, but the former chairman and CEO of the 2014 Special Olympics USA Games. Sean passed away on Father's Day a couple of years ago. And we were there at the service recognizing Sean, and TJ moved over 1,000 people by what he said. And the fact that he was able to do what he did, how he did it, was extraordinary. Why did you say what you did that day about Sean, who we were blessed to know? And then how soon after did you decide about the book?
Well, I think I realized since he was about 19 and he passed away at 29, I realized he was an extraordinary human being. His mom, Maggie, and his two sisters, Maura and Megan, always said he was an angel on earth. He was always happy every day. He didn't worry about past decisions, future decisions. We never left a sporting event early. And, you know, we always said that inspiration can come from the most unlikely places. So his sisters always said, no, we thought we would have to protect Sean and teach Sean about life. And the fact is, he taught all of us more than we could ever teach him. And, you know, the funny part about the book, as you know, I got done with the eulogy and Steve came up to me and hugged me and said, that was great. That's the outline for your book. And I said, are you out of your mind? A book? And then, you know, you got me in touch with Teresa DiGeronimo, who's my co-writer. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. It was therapeutic. I cried more than I laughed. But at the end of the day, this was a great message. And I figured, we'll print 200 books. We'll give them to his cousins and his teammates and his coaches. And then it took on a life of its own. And you know, it came out January 19th. And by the 23rd, it was #2 on new releases on the Kindle. So it was absolutely amazing. And, you know, Sean loved to see his teams in the top 25. And the book got into the top 25 one day. So I think he's laughing at me. And you know, he would say, stop, I don't have a book. And I tell everybody, it's not my book. I'm just the messenger. This is Sean's book, Sean's story. And I'm the messenger here, just like I have been for 20 years involved with Special Olympics through Sean.
You know, all the years we were together at sporting events or golfing, charity situations that TJ was involved in, Sean was always there, right, with me, you, our good friends, Nikki Matarazzo and Andy Duke. Sean, always a smile, number one, right?
Right.
Always hugging, always wanted to connect with people on a very personal level, regardless of who they were. There's a great story in here about, tell me about the senator that was swimming in the pool, real quick. Max?
So we were on vacation, and Sean, in those days, he was like 14 years old. He get up at 5:30 in the morning. So I told his mother, I'll take him down to the pool. We found a bagel. We got a juice. And there's a guy swimming in the pool with no legs and one arm. And I'm looking all around at the beautiful weather. And the guy shimmies his way out onto his wheelchair by himself. And I realize that's Senator Max Cleland from Georgia, who was in the Clinton administration later.
That's right.
And Sean yells out to him like he does to everybody, hey, buddy, you're a great swimmer. That was awesome. And he wheels right over to us, and we end up having a discussion. Sean and Max are talking for 5 minutes. I'm not even in the conversation. And he says, oh, Max, this is my dad, TJ. And I said, hi, Senator, nice to meet you. Wanted him to let him know I know who you are. Then I forget all about the story. He asked Sean, can you wheel me up to the elevator, even though he didn't need any help? And he made him feel important. We're in the lobby that night for dinner, and I had forgotten all about the story. And we're there with his sister, some cousins, and his mom and my parents. And all of a sudden, here comes Max Cleland with a suit and tie on and a bunch of aides around him. And he sees Sean, and he points to his people to take him straight to us. And as they're on their way toward us, my father hits me and goes, isn't that senator from Georgia? And I go, yes. And he has no idea what's going to happen next. Max comes over and he's like, hey, my buddy Sean, how are you, my man? And we started talking to him for a little while. And then when we got done speaking with Max, we go to get a cab, and we needed 2 cabs. And the valet comes in, and there's a line of 20 people. And he goes, hey, Sean, he gets, how you doing, buddy? What do you need? We're going to dinner. How many people? Oh, all these people. So he yells at the other valet, get 2 cabs for Sean over there in the front. And my dad said, wow, I've seen it all. This kid's the most powerful person in the family.
True. And it happened. And in this book, by the way, here it is again, Live Like Sean by TJ Nelligan with Teresa Foy DiGeronimo, important life lessons for my special needs son. TJ is very raw and very real in this book, and describes when he and Maggie first realized that Sean was challenged in this way. And gratitude was not a word that was in your vocabulary, T?
No, in the beginning, I think that's the hardest part for parents, because you find that you take home what you thought was a perfectly healthy baby boy. You have hopes and dreams for your first child. And then a couple of years later, we find out he has all these issues through one of the top neurologists in the country. And from there, you go to physical therapy and speech therapy and doctors and medicines, and it's torture. And then there becomes a day when he got into his teens where you realize his dreams weren't shattered. My dreams were shattered. He's perfectly happy to be alive. He's the happiest guy in the world. He doesn't know what he can't do. He only knows what he can do. Yeah. He couldn't ride a 2-wheel bike, so we got him a 3-wheel bike. He became really good at basketball, loved sports, loved his teammates, and hugged everybody. And that's the thing I miss most.
To our friends, Andy and Nikki, and also Tommy Varga. I want to mention Tommy Varga is a great friend as well. So many people that Sean touched. Hey, T, let me ask you this. In the minute we have left. In the middle of COVID, with everyone struggling to focus on what we can't do, what we don't have, what do you think? And we miss Sean so much, you and Maggie more than anyone else. What do you think Sean would say about this?
Well, I don't think he'd get that he can't go to sporting events. He can't hug anybody. It would be torture for him. But, the lessons in the book are simple. It's especially in this time where our country's so divided. He was accepting of everybody. He knew that everybody just came in a different packaging. And he was kind to everybody. He was persistent. He was present in the moment. And he was just an angel on earth, like his sisters always said.
Yeah. TJ Nelligan, a friend, entrepreneur, a dad, an extraordinary author. And I told you then, the day of the service for Sean, I'll tell you again. You're making a difference, my friend. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you, Steve. Been honored to be on with you. Thank you.
As always, I'm Steve Adubato. That's TJ Nelligan, and we'll be right back.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, University Hospital, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, NJM Insurance Group, the Northward Center, MD Advantage Insurance Company, and by Suez North America. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Chamber and by New Jersey Monthly.
I'm Miles, and this is what I work for. To be my best for them and for me, in body and in mind. I need a health insurer that helps me get the care I need for both, that has mental health professionals that I can talk to when I need to, because when I feel strong and secure, so do they. This is my life, and this is how Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey works for me.